Hi, my name is Estelle California, and today we're going to talk about the power of the Quadwheel chart, the study of progress synastry. Who were we when we met? So we're going to have an introduction, the foundations of progress synastry, the Quadwheel technique, the case study, practical application and reflections, and we're going to conclude. Who we were when we met. The moment we meet someone special to us, the universe aligns in a way that transit and synastry cannot cover completely. This is the why you and me, natal synastry, composite comes a bit later in the relationship, then the why now transits. And more important to me, the why the version of me now meets, wants, is ready for the version of you now at this moment, progress synastry. People change, and it turns out that the horoscope changed too. This is from Paul Westran, amazing astrologer and researcher that I'm going to introduce to you in a little bit. So I want to show you up front what does it look like? What are we dealing with? So the Quadwheel Progress Synastry chart. With the Quadwheel chart, we can see all the connections between the points in the natal and the progress chart for each partner to the other and to itself. It's all the way around. You're going to see it's a lot of things happening. When two people meet who are going to form a relationship, we usually need three layers to form meaningful aspect. Natal to natal, natal to progress, and progress to progress. Along this, we also need usually some transits to trigger these aspects, but we will not focus on this today. We're waiting for the fifth wheel to come. Foundations of progress synastry. Natal versus progress charts. Natal charts are the blueprint of potential, and progress charts are the evolving narrative of the potential. I'm sure you know about that, but just as a refresher. Each day after birth represents a year of life. Progressions are kind of a reawakening of energies that have been lived in the early childhood. The 91st days of our life, if we live 90 years old, will be explored, like re-explored throughout our life. Bernadette Brady in The Eagle of the Lark talks about that beautifully. This topic, in my opinion, is deeply connected to psychoanalysis. Why progressions matter. Progressions show the evolved and actualized needs of a person, the version of me now. I love this concept because it goes with the subconscious, what we need, crave, search on an instinctive level. The progress moon speaks of this loudly, obviously, but the other personal planets' progressions do the same in their own way. As we know, progressions are more internal energies than transit. And I believe that most often we fall into a relationship with subconscious needs, desires, and sometimes archaic patterns of attraction. As childhood patterns are reflected in the progressions, being an expression of the first 3 months of our life. It does make sense now, right? So the personal growth evolution is reflected in progress planets, especially the Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars, the angles, and even the house cusp. The outer planets actually have their meaningful progressions too, but we're not going to focus on them today. The importance of timing. The moment of meeting captures a unique blend of natal and progress energies interwoven. We can see progressions aspecting our natal and the partner's natal and progress chart. A symbolic snapshot of each person at a time and how it interacts with the other person's snapshot at the same time and with the energy of the natal chart as well. It is kind of a perfection of synchronicity and coherence. The symbolism of fated meeting is highly supported by the light of the progressed aspect. By example, as the moon is the reigning need of the person, Noel Till speaks about that, the progress moon is the barometer for emotional needs at a point in time. It affects what kind of people we draw in our life at that time. By example, if you have a progress moon in Leo, you might be attracted and attract people who have charisma and Leo energy, are playful, are performers, um, joyful, the energy of the fifth house and the Leo. Being the evolved emotional need of a person, the progress moon is highly involved in the Quadwheel chart of progress synastry. It is going to be active in both partner charts. If the progress moon does make an aspect to your own natal and progress chart and to the partner's natal and progress chart, then you have a relationship that is likely to last. Catherine de Jersey and Carol Rochman talks about it. When the aspects are not easy, it shows that the relationship will have this aspect as challenge. But trigger is trigger and it's still energy. And if you still find few trines and sextiles in both sides connecting the progress moon to natal and progress chart, you are on a good track for meaningful and serious relationship. The reverse works too. If you don't find any of these contacts, people might just not be on the same page romantically and at the time they meet and not end up being together in something lasting. So this is the quad wheel technique, the structure of the quad wheel. Two natal charts and two progress charts. I choose to alternate them so you can see with the colors. I think it's easier to recognize. Look, you have in the center the natal. It goes this way. So that's the inner ring, and that goes here, and that's the last outer ring. So you have natal John, natal Mary, and progress Mary, his wife. No, we can, and we will also change the order, put them in any order we can, putting the progress in the center to look at the progress cusp, which are also very interesting when we look at progress synastry and even predictive astrology in general. So we're going to do all the combination to see what goes with who. The key areas of focus. Progress angles, okay, we know them, interacting with natal and progress points, the progress sun and moon aspects, reflecting evolving identities and emotional needs, progress moon, which also acts as timers as well in predictive astrology, progress Venus and Mars, reflecting evolving needs about love, desire, drive, passion, affection, and relationship dynamics. Interactions between each person's progress and natal planets, all the cross connections possible, and that is a very exciting hunting game, and we're going to go through it. We can also look at all the above for change of sign and house. The progress house cusp aspecting points or changing sign, potentially critical degrees, especially when they repeat. Carol Rushman for the orbs uses 3 degrees. As for two people, she says the energy takes a bit longer, but usually I try to be very tight around 1 degree because we have so much going on. Midpoints for the progress chart to the natal and reversed. The use of the midpoints list to look at the harmonics. So this is a quick review of the midpoints. It's not the topic of today, but I just wanted to be sure that everybody can follow along. So a midpoint is the exact halfway point between two planets. It becomes a sensitive point in the chart. It acts as an energy focal point, synthesizing the qualities of both planets involved. In Synastry and Progress chart, midpoint reveal hidden connection, timing triggers, and activate underlying relationship dynamics. For example, the Sun Moon, like a big famous one, represent core identity integration, emotional balance. It's a place of comfort. The Venus Mars midpoint reflects passion, attraction, and relational chemistry. At the time of meeting, the progress sun of a person, that's to show you how it works, A lands exactly on a person's natal sun moon midpoint. This suggests that person A is embodying the qualities that resonate with person B inner union archetype at that time, making them feel instinctively drawn together. Interpreting key aspects. So, well, there is nothing new here. We just review it together. Conjunctions are their magnetic pull, merging desire. Trines and sextiles are easeful connection, support, and grace. We especially want to see these ones with the progress moon and natal or progress Venus, Sun, Moon, even Mars, Jupiter, and the angles. Squares and oppositions revealing challenges and growth opportunities. But trigger is trigger, good or bad, there is still energy being activated. So this is our case study. There are so many different cases I would have liked to show you. The one who meet first with great natal synastry and nothing happens, or maybe it happened 20 years later. The one who gets together and split some years later. The one who natal synastry didn't scream perfect match, like you would say, not much, but whose progressions reveal deep underlying compatibility at the time of the meeting. And there are so many possibilities around. The one I chose is a couple because the chart of John you're going to see is very outstanding. So it's serving the purpose very well. So I try to make a tableau here to kind of orchestrate, recapitulate all the aspects I found. I'm sure you can find some more, but it's kind of already a big number of it organized here. So you're going to see the placement and aspecting here in Mary Natal, Mary progressed, John Natal, John progressed. And afterwards, we can see the chart wheels in the other order. So here and the last one here. So we have the four possibilities. So let's start here with John progress moon at 9° Taurus. We can find it here right away. It's going to be a little game to find everything back together. So it is conjuncting Mary's natal Chiron, 1° orb here. And also her progressed Jupiter. Oops, let's find it here, 8°, 1° orb here. It is conjunct John's natal anti-vertex. So you find his vertex is here. Antinatal is going to be at 10° here, Taurus. Just on the progress moon. And then it's going to be, oh yeah, equal the midpoint Saturn descendant. So that speaks already, you see descendant Saturn, the commitment, relationship, responsibility, changing status of relationship, and all of that. So that speaks here. Then the progress moon is going to square Saturn of Marissa, the natal Saturn, here, 9, exact to the minute. Look at that. 9:14 to 9:15. And Saturn rules Marissa's seventh house, seven cups. So that's beautiful too. Then we have his progress moon, the same one, square the AC/DC progress of Marissa. So it is here, if I'm not wrong, yeah. It is 3° orbs, but because it's a beautiful one and it's part of a grand cross I'm going to show you later, I think it's very, and the angles are very important too. So look what is in front of it. It is Marissa's progress sun. So there is a beautiful grand cross here with the progress moon of John, the progress sun of Marissa, and the AC/DC progress of Marissa. Am I good? Yes, I'm following. Then we have the same progress moon is oppose Marissa's progress sun. That's what we just saw. And then here we are. Okay, it's equal the midpoints of Venus North Node and of course South Node too of John's natal. So you can see a relationship, evolutionary need and direction and karma and everything expressing with the midpoint Venus and North Node. Then we have trine the DC and square the AC. So let me see that of John's progress. So we have here, we have his progress DC, his progress AC at 10 degree, 1 degree orb again, big win. Then we have, oh, that's a beautiful one. I love geometry when it's like showing perfectly like a drawing. So look at that. We have his progress moon here, his progress sun here, and the midpoint here, moon sun, is exactly like less than 1 degree orb on Marissa's natal MC. Isn't that beautiful? And then there is another beautiful geometry figure that I love. It is a ground trine Earth with the progress moon, the natal, the progress Saturn of John here, and the progress DC here. Look at this beautiful, exact, perfect triangle here. It's an Earth trine. Then we go to Marissa's progress moon. This is where everything comes together and is spectacular. 19 degrees Sag. So why did I choose their chart? Because I'm going to show you here. Here we have John's natal chart in the center. And John's natal chart is amazing and outstanding because the 19 degree is outstanding. We have there Pluto, the nodes, the ACDC, the moon, Neptune, Uranus even. Uranus is at 20 and the sun is at 17. I'm going to count it in because it's so beautiful and the nodes. So look at how many points you have in the chart at this degree. So of course, when Mary's progress moon comes at 19 degree, oops, she hits everybody in there. She creates harmonic to all the points in the same time. So let's go back. I just wanted to show you this amazing chart in the center. So Mary's progress moon, the big weapon of the story, arrives. Let's look. She's going to be conjuncting her own progress vertex. Look at that here. 21, 2 degrees orb, just coming on it. The vertex moves like 1 degree per year. It's going to be conjuncting, of course, his natal DC, which is at 19.2, his natal progress Neptune. Am I right? Sorry, my dog is kind of talking. His progress Neptune. Yes, his progress Neptune at 20. Here, we have it here. Beautiful. You see, even the other planets peaks, they get closer. It's amazing. It's gonna be okay, conjunct the sixth cusp of Mary. So here we have it. 19 degree and 21 degree. And it's beautiful because oh here, the natal descendant that we saw, by the way, is beautiful because in the composite chart, they have a humongous stellium in the sixth. And by the way, if you look here, you can see the house in position, all the planets that Marissa puts in his sixth house. The sixth house is a big topic between them two. Then we can see that Mary's progress moon is gonna, of course, sextile her sun and Pluto because she's at what? 19. Okay, it's 3 degree orb, but here, sun and Pluto at in the fourth at 16 degree. It is equal the midpoint DC vertex of John's progress chart. It is equal the Uranus DC of Mary's natal, the Mars DC of Mary's natal. It is square the natal nodes, of course. Look at that, the moon squares natal nodes of John here. Beautiful angle. And, oh yeah, this is beautiful. Another grand cross scan you're going to see. Look, oppose John's natal moon. So you have an amazing double skip step, whatever you call it this way, square to the nodes of John. I don't know if you can see this beautiful cross. Also, it is also equal the DC vertex of John midpoint, the Moon Jupiter midpoint, the Moon Venus midpoints. All these midpoints here, isn't that beautiful? It's also opposite his Moon, yeah, and the AC. So all these midpoints already speaks, you see, about building a family, a home together, relationship, and also fated karmic with the vertex involved here. Let's move further. So, John Progress Venus, this is a beautiful one too, is here, and it's going to be changing sign soon as we can see, but almost exactly conjunct Marissa's natal moon. Isn't that beautiful? It's not far from the DC, but look at that. This is very, very aligned and beautiful. And it's also opposed his progress Jupiter. Um, it's like he's been waiting to find somebody who could fulfill the progress moon Venus needs here. And also, oh yeah, so let me show you that. When we put the progressions in the center of Mary, here, is it here? It is here. Let me go back. Oh, it's the eighth house. So the eighth house is here. We have it here. So we have um, John in the center, and that is his eighth house curse progressed. This is going to change sign, 29 Capricorn. And who comes aligning on it? His progress Venus and Marissa's moon. Isn't that beautiful? All aligning here. So where are we now? Marissa's progress Venus. Let's look at her. She is on the cusp, exactly, almost 1 degree or less than that, of her five house cusp. The one of romance, love, pleasure, the Leo energy, what we just before. So and it squares John's natal sun. So John natal sun is here. You have an exact square here together. That must excite attraction and the growth. Then we have also, okay, Marie progressed Venus equal, you have it here, her progress Venus here is equal her natal Venus Mars midpoint here. They just came to meet together. Then we have Marie's progress Sun. So her progress Sun, just at that time, align with the progress, the natal vertex of John. Look at that here. You see them together. Then her progress Sun sextile, her progressed Saturn. Progress Sun at 11, progress Saturn at here, exactly. It's close to all of them, but especially this one. Then it squares John natal's Mars. Look at that. 11 degree, and we have 13 degrees. So now we have 2 degree orbs. Oh, and look at that. You have seen that in the same time. Her progress descendant with Mars natal on it. So we saw this one, and her progression opposite we saw that, and square the ACDC, we saw with the Grand Cross. So John's progress Sun, here, let's find it. 11 degree Pisces is going to be in conjunct Marissa's IC exactly here. 11 degree 47 and 27. Here you are. Beautiful in conjunct. Maybe there's a letting go of the home she had before and the family to create something new together. Then we have in conjunct here also the AC. So I'm going to go about how you show in the world when you're single and when you're going to be in couple. And then oppose Saturn, the three Saturn. So his sun is here, exactly opposing the Saturn here. Like there is a choice of identity between committing and your identity. You have to evolve. So here we are. Oh, and trine. Marissa's progressing, like the natal. I've been just, yeah, here we have 11 to 11, exact again. And trine, John progress moons that we saw. Oh, no, no, no. And trine. Let me see. It's normal. It's a bit slow sometimes to come back. And trines, John's progress, sextile, John's progress. We saw that before. Okay, so Mary's progress that we saw. Mary's progress Mars. Just here is almost exactly square. John's natal's Mars. Look at that. Desire, desire, tension. Um, Mary, John's progress, I see. That is a beautiful one. I love it. John's progress, I see here, is conjunct exactly his progress nodes, not far, um, not far from the natal nodes, but look at that, exactly on the progress nodes. This is beautiful. Like the evolutions of the home, the family is turning with the karmic evolution he's supposed to have. Okay, Mary's progress sun, moon midpoint is changing sign. Here we have it at 0 degree, critical degree, and Mercury progressed, and Mars is a conjunct at 1 degree Sag. So we have the three of them making a big statement here in the fifth house. Like it is time for change. I love it. I think it's beautiful. When you know her story, it's very meaningful, actually. Um, And they all square the Mars here, of course. So, conjunct Mars, yes, we have them here. The progress Venus of John is ready to change sign. Look at that. He meets Marissa and he's going to change sign into a new, going to be a new era, a new cycle for the relationship of John. That's beautiful too, the progress AC, because often I know for myself, by example, I am rising Leo, so my DC is Aquarius, and I was always wondering why my current partner, is like a rising Capricorn. He has nothing Aquarius, right? But actually, when I met him, his progress rising was Aquarius. So I met him at the time he was perfectly matching my natal need, if I can say it this way. So here and that happens a lot when you look at them. So look at John's ascendant is Cancer, like Marissa's natal ascendant. So they have a lot to get along together. And then where are we going? AC. Marissa's natal MC daughter, we saw this one. John's natal Mercury. Let's look at this one. His natal at 15. So he does aspect trine her natal Sun Pluto here, 1 degree orb. And it is, look, equal his progressed Venus Mars midpoint. Like it is time to, that his voice needs to be expressed through his desire for relationship right now. And then we're almost there. We have John's natal sun square Marissa's progress Venus. Oh, that's beautiful because look at that. Her progress Venus went retrograde. So how can you imagine this perfection? This is the natal sun of John, and Marissa's progress Venus went backward to be able to align and square his sun. Isn't that a beautiful perfection too again? And then the last one we have Marissa Progress MC is conjunct Charon's Progress of John. Let me find this one. Progress MC of Marisa here is conjunct exactly his natal Chiron. That's a beautiful uh, aspect too. Here we are. So we did this one. I showed you this one. And now I'm going to show you the midpoint list of John. This is outstanding. So this is with Astro Gold, but actually you can do it with, of course, any software. This is not the best one from far. But the point is that you can do it through 4 layers, like the wheel. You can do it to Mary's second progression, to Mary's natal, John natal, and John's second progression. And you choose, and then you look for the degrees, and you see everything that's going to be hit in the same time. So look at that. I just pointed that to show you the list of points and midpoints in John's charts at 19 degrees. Isn't that beautiful? You can do them by, you have a mogul here. You can do it at 19 degrees and you see them by mode, but I did put them all together at 30 degrees. So you can see them all together. So you see all the midpoint here being hit. You see the ascendant, descendant coming, ascendant, descendant, ascendant, descendant, the nodes, the moon, ascendant, descendant. You see all the relationship talking and screaming. This is beautiful. And usually also I look at 1 degree up. So like I would look from 18 to 20, but now there is so many that I could not even put them all together in one page. Phew, that was a lot. So, practical application and reflections. For astrologers and clients, the use of the Quadwheel progress Synastry in relationship readings. The first meeting chart is a gold mine for understanding relationship dynamics. The current progress Synastry chart shows the needs of this time are not the forever needs, but the wheels turn and new needs can hopefully come meet the new need of the other partner. We're going to see that with the work of Paul Westrand very soon. Or we can separate, like aspect Wayne, appreciating the time that has been given for individual growth during the partnership. That's the best of the case when we can do that, right? The use of transits will come first in relationship consultations for a time of crisis, as most often problems in relationship are due to transits happening to one or both partners. Most often, it's not even about the natal synastry, it's very about what transit is hitting who and how to understand and be patient. But the quadwheel progress synastry is useful to see the evolution of the relationship and how the energies transform and keep transforming. In predictive astrology, the first meeting quadwheel is a great indicator to see if a relationship is meant to last, to be meaningful or not. So here we are. This is the work of Paul Westram. He's been doing 20 years of research. He has an amazing website where you can go for free doing your own graphic this way for your relationship. It is very beautiful and outstanding and so meaningful and I would say revolutionary. So, Paul Westron gathered 1,300 well-attested public relationships between 2000 and 2004. He measured the interaspect of the Sun, Moon, Venus, and Mars between both the natal and progress charts of the two partners and published his result in 2006 in the books When Stars Collide, and 14 years later of research in another book, A 22nd Century of Science. So I've been asking him because I was very confused and I was very obsessed with like, but whose sun is who and whose Venus belongs to who and how can I know that in your graphics? And then he explained to me that actually he does not consider that. It doesn't matter. He does not work with composite. He doesn't like them, like me actually. But he considers, so he works with individuals and synastry, but he considers the group as an entity. So whatever belongs to who doesn't really matter actually. If the sun was to the man or to the woman, it's the same result. So all his work is based on the evolution of the aspect. In the picture below that we have here, we can see how the progress Sun and progress Venus, a trine aspect, develops during the relationship of Prince Charles and Diana, Princess of Wales. This one, this was one of the first collision charts created and gave us a qualitative case for astrology, as the aspect is inside 2 degrees of the duration of the marriage. So 1981 that we have here, 1996 that we have here. Isn't that beautiful? Um, Let me explain to you because it's not very natural to understand that. So this line here, the vertical, is the orb. So actually, the higher we are, the worse it is for the relationship. And the lower we are, the best you are in your relationship. Because you want the orb to be tighter. So when you are below 2, this is for him very important. This is where relationship merge, creates, gets together, and you see what I mean. So here you see the aspect in 1960 being very far from being exact and then waxing. And when it gets under 2 degree orb, here the marriage forms. And then it gets exact in 1987. I think they had a kid somehow around that. And then the aspect wane separates. And here, when it gets after 2 degree orb, end of the marriage. So we hope that for relationships other than them, you have other aspects coming that's going to be able to replace this one and create other needs, other, you see, rapprochement in your relationship. But for them, this is what he shows. So you understand better how it works. So I really, you should go on his website and read about his work and try his, the website is here. And try to put your own relationship in there. It's very, very interesting. So this is to show you, because I'm show you more, because it's very, I really love it. This is me and my partner. And you have many, many graphics in these pages. So I just picked 2 to show you. So this is Sun-Venus combination. You can see here we have the orbs. And so you can see that when we met in 2022, we had a very tight aspect here connecting us, which was, you look at purple, natal Venus progression sextile. No wonder. And instead it's getting separating. So the closeness, this is a very beautiful, like image, illustration of the dance in relationship. How we get, it's relationship has seasons, right? Somewhere you get closer, tighter, somewhere you get more distant, and hopefully after the distance, there is another togetherness. If not, you might end up separating. But you see this dance with this graphic here. So you have one tight aspect here, and then you have 1, 2, 3 coming together, and then they separate again. But then you hope that in this hole here, you're gonna have another one coming here. Look, you have one in 31 here coming, it's gonna happen here. And then I hope in the other one there is some more. But I'm gonna show you. So here you can see the light blue one is going to be progress Venus, natal Mars quintile. And then it's going to separate. And then you're going to have this one, natal Mars progress Venus square. And then it's going to separate here again. And then you're going to have, you have the parallels too, but I'm not going to speak about that. You have progress Venus, natal Mars square here coming. And then the last one is the sextile. So the aspects evolve and turn like in the transit wheel, exactly the same way. So here we are. I hope you learned a little something here. So who were we when we met? Who are we now as a couple, as an individual, and where are we going? Reflections on relationship purpose and personal growth. The alchemy of 2 souls meeting and how progress synastry help us honor the magic of timing and transformation. The perfection and coherence of the journey. If you thought before today that when you looked at the transit of when you met, your natal synastry and the composite chart, it was all there is, well, I really hope now you have something else to look at it now with a new perspective. Everything in life is transitory, like in astrology. And it feels good to keep that in mind sometimes, right? And knowing the when and the why this starts and the when and why this stops have been helping me so much, and especially in my relationships. Stacking wheels. So as you know now, that's my favorite hobby, my passion. The more I stack wheels, the more I am in awe and surrender to a divine and higher energy that orchestrates all there is. It is one thing to see the perfect organization of the universe when I look at how two charts interweave and align. But when I get to four or more, like in family patterns, my other passion, or family patterns hit by the same transit, then I really feel the gratitude and blessing to be allowed as an astrologer to study, even if it's a little window, I'm sure, into it, the grand orchestration of the universe. I am encouraging you to explore your own meeting times and what their charts reveal about your evolving stories. Please let me know about that. And also, if you know a software that can stack more than four wheels, I've been looking for one. We did not look at the fifth wheel needed for this study, that would be the transit one, hitting all in this quad wheel. We can do it with a separate single wheel of transit on the side, but it gets even more complicated because you have to memorize all the degrees and look, it's for me, it's harder. Let's imagine all the wheels we could stack together to analyze more data and the coherence of the universe aligning and organizing all so perfectly. Well, thank you for watching and being with me, and see you soon for another video.